So welcome to District 4. To the point with information and news. I am in my car, where you will see me a lot coming up being in my car. Mostly because I am on campaign trail. So as I said earlier, if you haven't seen that video, go back and look at the video of updates. It tells you. You also see me in a rather casual shirt, which I am wearing because I haven't had a chance to change. So I have to get my workout in at the same time I'm still getting work in, if that makes sense. All right. Having said that, I did hear some things that I thought I wanted to touch upon. If you were able to join my live, you were able to see that I was talking to women about safety and how to get away or out of an abusive situation. And I got questions from that. It's generally topics that generate a lot of more needed information. So I wanted to touch upon that, but I also, before I get started, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I wanted to touch on something that I heard on the radio, which is very interesting. Because oftentimes when people are stopped by police, you almost feel it's obligatory that you must stop, or people flee. They usually take one of the two options, not recognizing that there's a third option. So the third option is, okay, you're being followed by the police. Perhaps you know that all cops aren't nice cops, or you know somewhere in the area someone has been hurt, or there's a cop on the loose that's a bad cop. Lack of a better description, right? What you can do is you can call 911 while you're driving. This goes for those country roads. You're in the middle of a town that you know, in BFE, and you have no idea where you're at. There's no side street. There's just rural woods and a long road stretch ahead of you, and suddenly the lights go on and the police are behind you. You're not familiar with the area. You don't know if the cops are good or bad. You're just lost. So what you do is, before you flee, which a lot of people do, or just stop and, fearing for your life, you call 911. Connect you to the local police department. You tell them what's happening at the time. There is a police officer behind me. I do not feel safe. I'm not from here, or I don't feel safe. There's, I don't know what kind of cops these are. There's nowhere to pull off. So I'm going to go to an area that I think is safe, and then stop. Please alert them and tell them that that's what I'm doing. And they will radio to let the police officers know. You can write that down, because that's a tip that I will write down. It's a tip that no one's thinking about at the time, unless you know ahead of time that that's something you can do. So keep that in mind ahead of time. So know that you can do that. The minute the lights, whoop, you can ready to get stopped. You're in the middle of BFE, some town, especially if you're in the South or something, and you're already nervous getting stopped, or in an area that just you don't feel safe, or with police officers you're not familiar with, or you just want to both do that. It's the call to the 911, explaining the situation, and for them to alert the officers. They will instantly do that. They will let you know, and then you can drive to an area that's safe without the police officers feeling like they're not safe. Because generally when someone continues to drive, or flees the situation, or is running off somewhere, it usually means they're doing something. In the eyes of the police officer, you have to look at them from their point of view. If you are a good cop, how many times have you been on a routine traffic stop and you're stopping somebody that's doing something illegal? So they will follow you, and they will alert you, and they will stalk you, basically because they don't know why you're not stopping. So you have to realize, from their point of view, a good cop will also feel like, wait a minute, what's going on here? They go into detective mode. They go into protective mode. They go into their job, which is to stop criminals. And you're fleeing. They don't know what you're doing in there. Half the time they can't even see in there. So that's how that ends up happening. And then you get them on alert already. A lot of times people will stop eventually, and the police is already on high. They're like, get out the car. and not a nice way, aggressively, because they are also on alert that you could possibly be doing something that made you flee the situation. To prevent this, to cut down on these types of incidences and shootings and things that are going on, that's a way to do that. It's a way to let them know, hey, I'm not doing anything in here. I just don't know what you're doing, and I don't know what type of people you are, just like you don't know what type of person I am. I'm just letting you know I want to stop in an area with lights, or I want to stop, somewhere that I feel that there's a group of people, or there's safety, or a gas station, or something with a sidewalk, or something like that. Just a tip, just to let you know. And then also, I did speak on my live, and I do want to put this on a tape version. It's another route to go if you are getting out of an abusive relationship and don't know where the local shelters are. Now, there's a science to doing this, because oftentimes a woman or whomever's being abused will run into the police station and they will say, or they will run to a police officer and they will say, he's after me, save me. What do I do to keep him from finding me? And they're probably going to say, well, nothing, because we don't know him and we don't know what he's actually done. So people get discouraged and they give up, or they leave, or they go back to him when he finds them. It's because the approach is wrong. What you need to do is say, I am a woman, I am being chased, I need to find a shelter. Do you know of any local shelters? And they will hide you. You see. This works, and I'll tell you how it worked. It is a true story of a woman that was with a man that was abusive. They were going across state lines, which means she didn't know where she was. They get into an argument, or he forces an argument. He's drunk, and he kicks her out of the car on her way to a destination she had never been to. So she's out of the car with her child in the middle of the night. It is almost 1 o'clock in the morning at this point, and she's walking in this dark road, because she hasn't even reached the destination yet, for hours. She doesn't know where to go. She doesn't even know where a police station is. She knows nothing. So in a case like that, what she ends up doing ultimately is she ends up going to find a call. She gets to 911. She says, I've been beaten, I've been kicked out, I need to find somewhere, I need some safety, and this is her chance to escape. And it was. So they found her a shelter. The shelter will hide you, because that's their job. A police officer's job is to do something for somebody that broke the law. So they don't mean to not help you or to send you back over there. It's because you're not asking them what you're really needing, which is to be helped. And there's a process to that. So mind you, if you are in this situation, you need to get the heck out of there. That's what you say. You go first to the police station. It can be, they have one in every place. So if he kicks you out, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, you have to walk for an hour before you find one, or before you find a gas station to call 911, or whatever your case may be. You get to that, or they will actually come to you in a case like that. So you go, you call 911, you say, I'm here, I need to do a police report, I need, police officer needs some help. They'll usually come to you. But let's say that they don't. So you find where they are, you go in there and you say, I am in a situation I cannot go back to, I need to find a shelter for women, or, for abused women. And they will hide you, because that's their job. They will oftentimes come get you. And this also works if it's human trafficking. Now, there's an organization that will help with that. They actually have a hotline and a number that you can call. But if you don't know and you've never heard of CAST, you're not going to know to call them. So you call them and you say, you go to the police station. They know the area. That's why you're going there. They know what's there. And if they don't know, they'll find, APB, anybody know where. They'll do whatever they need to do to get you to that place so that you don't have to go back. They want to keep you safe just like anybody else. But they don't always know what you're asking, because you could be coming in there to report a crime, which is what you're supposed to be going in there doing. So if you're reporting a crime and they don't know of one that's actually happened, he's going to send you out. He or she. All right, so that's just quick tips. I just wanted to throw them out there because I worked in this industry, and I spoke to women themselves that have gotten themselves out of those situations and how they did it. And the best example was that one where this woman it's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, she's not even knowing where she is. She's across state lines. She's not even at the destination. She's in between area with no lights and no road. She's just walking by herself. So you have to some safety tips just on how to learn to utilize the system. And the police don't always mean to hurt you. Some of them do. But you have to get yourself to a place where you understand how to ask the questions that you need to get the help that you need. So that was just one of them. Thank you so much. Not too long. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I gotta get back to work. Actually, I'm off in a minute. Thanks so much, and I will see you guys